misrepresentation issues. Now, this is, the publication of false, misleading, deceptive materials. And look, we've talked about it, and we talk about it again. I'm not talking about material fact on this one. I'm just talking about misrepresentation of information. And the one issue I want to talk about is making predictions. So not, your Ouija board or your glass ball gazing type predictions, but predictions in terms of what's happening with the market. So in section 4.1 of Australian consumer law provides that when a person makes a representation about any future matter without having reasonable grounds to do so, the representation shall be taken to be misleading. Guys, at any time, this is not a good thing to do. But right now, don't do it. Just don't do it. I mean, we're not sure. Companies that usually do property predictions are steering away and standing back and going, we're not really sure how this is going. And people say, but the market's going up or the market's going down. You buy now, sell now, whatever that happens to be. So, it's really, predictions about property trends and trends in property values in particular, or potential returns on development. This is for those off the plan sales issues or investments that are untrue or cannot be substantiated would constitute misleading conduct. Now, we've always said about things like that, look, get a Residex report, which used to give you a future prediction that, this particular suburb we're predicting a 6% growth in the next 3 years. That's great. Pretty difficult to find that sort of thing at the moment, because we're in our period of who knows what is happening and, something that we've never been through before. So in terms of property market issues. So COVID's having a big effect on just that prediction level. So we get back to the Property and Stock Agents Act and section 72 to 74, they specifically cover representation as to the selling price of residential properties. So, it's about you finding about that selling price. Now, that's fine. You're getting past sales to represent what you're saying there, and that's okay, and that's good, and that's ground in legislation. But here we're talking about predictions of what's going to happen in the future. So, and all of that understating and undersaying, the market's going to change, that's all about the price estimates and the underquoting and all the issues that we've been talking about for years with agents. So what I'm just saying here is be really careful about what you're saying is, you'll get a 6% return on this, or, you'll get this particular rent or that particular rent. Property managers at the moment will tell you that there's a lot of owners who are having to take a cut in their rent at the moment, and not directly because of impacted tenants, but because their particular area, everything in that area is now renting for less, or, and people are taking what they can get. So people are having to say, well, I could move to another apartment in this building for $100 less a week. I could move to another house down the road for $100 less a week. And so landlords are going, well, okay, match it, and that's pretty much all they can do with that. So also, all I'm saying there is be careful about what's coming out of your mouth in terms of how you're talking to your vendors, your purchasers, your landlords about what you're doing here. So just be really careful.